swing, 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 swing. Hi, Mama.
Hello, it's Sabrina here with my 37-week update. I actually am having a hard time believing that it's 37 weeks already. This week, things have become a lot more obvious that I'm in my last month. That little bump, I don't know if you remember me saying something about having that little bump in the bottom of my belly. Was it last week or the week before? Well, it came back briefly, and once again, it went away. I think it has something to do with swelling, because I have been swelling a little bit this week. I'm not currently wearing my ring. I was able to put it on again this evening, but during the day, like I put it on in the morning, we went to church and went to my parents' house. And while at my parents' house, it was really, really warm in their house. And then I couldn't, I could see that my finger was swollen and I couldn't get my ring off very easily. I always can get it off, just a little bit of water and I can take it off then. But yeah, it's a little strange for me because my previous 4 pregnancies, I don't think there were any days that I did not have the ability to put my ring on and take it off again. And I've noticed that my feet have been a little bit swollen. Like, it's not a lot. It really is not a lot, but it's there, and that is bothering me because I know that a lot of people that swear by the brewer's plan, they swear by it because it prevents the preeclampsia, it prevents swelling, and there's an emergency protocol to take when your blood pressure gets high to help bring your blood pressure back to where it needs to be. And so I'm wondering then if I'm just not following it as well as I think I am. I know Sundays are a really bad day for me in terms of following the plan because we're not at home for a lot of the day, so I'm not remembering to pack little snacks to bring with me, so that is probably a part of the problem. And I don't do my salt shots unless I'm home because I don't bring the pink Himalayan salt with me. So when I got home after my parents' house, I took a salt shot, sat down for a bit, and that's when I figured I was able to actually get my ring on and off again. But yeah, it's a little weird. I have been drinking a lot more water than usual. I have been upping my vitamin C intake, and today I'm actually short on my greens because we didn't have greens at lunch or supper. We had a little bit of greens at lunch. We had green beans, but it's not as good as getting your greens through like a salad or something because you don't need as much to get the greens in. So that's been yeah, I have a snack prepared for myself for after I'm done the video of a little bit of a salad just to kind of bring my greens up and some protein in there too. But yeah, I don't know, I've been having a tough time of things with food in general. I don't want to eat. I'm drinking a lot of water. I just want water. That's all I want. And milkshakes. I want milkshakes. I like milkshakes. They don't exactly fit the brewer's plan very well though, so a little too much sugar I think. So yeah, but what I have been doing, I am proud of for myself this week. I'll show you guys this. This is a meal plan that I made for a month. Okay, so I've got 1 week, another week, and then I've got 2 more on the back. So what I have done is I got my first week all done. Today's over here. So as you can see, I've been scribbling out a lot here because we ended up finding out today that apparently we have a gathering for lunch tomorrow with my husband's side of the family. Now, they have never been good with communicating any of that stuff before, so it shouldn't really surprise me that they didn't tell us anything and that my husband having to ask for it is when we got the information. But yeah, anyways, so I had to fiddle things around to make it work. But they have snacks in here, and I haven't really put written snacks down because I don't know what to write for snacks. And I have desserts, like we did pumpkin pie. I was going to do 2 pumpkin pies on Saturday, and I decided, no, 1 is enough. I'm just going to do the 1, because my husband used half a can of pumpkin. He made waffles for breakfast, and he made pumpkin waffles. So we used half a can of pumpkin for that. And then there was half a can left over, and that's perfect for 1 pie. So I'm like, I'm just going to leave it at that. We'll do 1 pie. I'm not freezing any. We'll just leave it at that. But with this, like, I pretty much what I did is I plotted out a whole bunch of freezer meals that I would like to have in my deep freeze by the end of the month. And then I went through my plan, and I have, on all 4 weeks, I have a bunch of the stuff that I want to freeze listed. I've already put it in for what days of the week and whatnot that I'm going to want to plan for. And then I'll just fill in the rest of the meal plan as the week comes to fill it in for the other things, like other lunches, suppers, and breakfasts that I don't have listed. So as of right now, I have made, oh my goodness, I have lots of, there's snacky type meal things in the freezer. Things that I will also be able to pull out that I can have for when I am nursing, because one of the things I found very important, especially with my first, it wasn't as big of an issue with my second, but having a snack, a nutritious snack of some sort next to my bed for during the night nursings, because you need something when you're filling up the baby, you're emptying yourself out, you're drained, you feel drained, you actually literally feel like you're being drained. So I made some cinnamon bun biscuit things that I use date paste for now instead of sugar, brown sugar, so it's healthier. So I have a bag of those, about 2 dozen in the fridge or in the freezer. I made prishki. It's like a Mennonite thing. I think Ukrainian as well. I'm not sure. It's basically a dough with meat mixture inside, wrapped in dough. It's kind of like a pizza pocket, just with like ground beef, or if you wanted to do ham or whatever you would choose to use. I use ground beef because we've got lots of that. And then I've got pizza twists. On Friday nights we like doing pizza nights, so I made pizza. And I made a double batch right away of the crust and the sauce, and I roll out the crust really thin, and I put the sauce over it. I put the cheese on half of it, and then I fold the whole thing over, cut them and spin them. I actually have a recipe on my blog. It's an older thing that I came up with years ago, one of my other pregnancies, but it's an easy thing once they're baked. It's an easy thing to just pull out and snack on. So I've got those in the freezer. I made lasagna one day, and I did a triple batch, which I do not recommend doing because that was insane. That took me forever. I'm used to just doing the 1 batch, so I've done a double before, but yeah, a triple was like, what was I thinking? But now we have 2 lasagnas in the deep freeze, and another casserole. I made mac and cheese, like a homemade macaroni and cheese with beef in it as well. A lot of beef in my deep freeze, because I mean we're on a dairy, so we have our own cows, and so it's a lot of beef. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. I've got lots of food now started already in my deep freeze. Another thing about this week, my cold came back, and with a vengeance. So I had one day once again with a runny nose, and now my throat is sore. So I made my cough remedy again, and I took it just the one day, and it seemed to help already. But I need to remember to try and take it again this evening. Hopefully it'll help clear my sinuses a bit. Because sleeping when you're, sleeping has been very hard for me. I've been getting really weird nightmares that I wake up from and forget immediately. So I don't even know what they're about. And when I wake up, like when I get up in the morning, it is really, really hard because my hips and my pelvis are all like everything's shifting and moving as part of pregnancy. And even with using now 2 pillows between my knees just to try and help keep everything aligned, it's just not helping. I try and get up in the morning. I want to sleep on my left side once again because I want to get baby in position. But sleeping on my left side means I have to do a full 180 roll over in bed in order to get out of bed. And it is so hard to roll over, I tell you, my goodness. So it's been interesting, to say the least. I've been finding myself rolling over during the night anyways and just sleeping on my right side because that's the way I want to sleep. So, and it makes it easier when I have to get up during the night. My one daughter woke up during the night and she was like, it sounded like she was crying in the monitor, and then when I got upstairs she was just sitting there on her bed laughing at the door. I was like, what? At first I thought she was crying. I went up to her and gave her a hug, and then she sits back down on her bed and she's just laughing, and I'm like, this is really creepy. So I just tucked her pillow nicely because I had to move her pillow because she had moved it off to the side. So I moved her pillow in position. I just kind of tapped it. She poof into the pillow, and that was it. She was fast asleep again. I'm like, okay, that was creepy. But yeah, anyways, yeah. So my cold is back, and sleeping is interesting to say the least. I've been trying to do the mile circuit. I've done the mile circuit, I think. I haven't done it as well as I'd like to. My movement portion of the circuit at the very end has not been the way that they describe. I don't have a curb to walk on, and doing stairs is really hard right now for me. I don't really want to do stairs. So I did it actually this morning. I did it and I just went up and down the stairs a couple times. So I didn't do it for half an hour. They want you to do the stairs or the walking for like half an hour, or bouncing on your ball, but I don't have the time for that because I had to get the kids ready to go to church. So I did it for like maybe 10 minutes, which is not enough, obviously, because he, during the course of the day, he shifted from being kind of left, not left, I don't know how you say that, LOT, transverse, like where they're directly, the back is directly the side. He was a little more further back this way. His back was more there and the front was more here. But he went from there to, while we were in church, he was shifted completely posterior. And then he was shifted back over on this side again. So I'm not sure where he's at now. But yeah, there's his bum. And it feels like his back is, he's kind of positioned this way right now. So the bum is here, the back is kind of towards my spine a bit. And I could tell he went posterior because I was having a very hard time doing things that you should normally be able to do, because when their back of their head, like this part here, is against your spine, oh my goodness, my back pain just went, and it's been, I really, really want him to shift this way instead, but instead he wants to turn this way for some reason. I'm not sure why that is. He's really favoring this side. So I don't know. And again, once, like when I do the mile circuit, he spins. Excuse me. He spins, and I can feel that he's on this side. I can feel him kicking on this side. So obviously I've got enough room in there. He's still spinning around enough that he's moving a complete 180 within the day. So I don't know, maybe I should not be so concerned about how I'm sleeping and just sleep whichever way is comfortable and leave it at that for now. But yeah, it's been, mile circuit is great if you can get it where they actually will drop into position and stay there afterwards. It's frustrating when you do it and then within 24 hours they've shifted right back to where they were before. So you do it again, and then they shift back to where they were before. Obviously, that means there's room in there to shift. So, I don't know. I'm not sure why he's favoring that position so much. But he is. So, I just need to remember to do more of my stretches and stuff. That'll hopefully help out. Besides that, and the cold, I have no new stretch marks. My belly really doesn't feel like it's gotten any bigger. I am measuring exactly where I should be according to the fundal height when I went to see the doctor. So everything there is fine. I had the, oh, what's that called? The test where they test the bacterial culture and whatnot. I can't remember the name of the test now. It's gone. But I had that this week. Actually, my doctor just gives you the stuff and gives you the swab, and you go and you do it yourself, and then it's done. So that's easy. But yeah, it was, I think it's the GBS test, I think it's called. I filled up my birth plan and I handed it to him this week. I actually had a student doctor this week. She won't be there for my labor and delivery. She's only in the office for like a little while, and she's moving on to something else. She's going from office to office, wanting to be a family practitioner, so that's good. And she was very nice. I'm wishing all the best for her. But yeah, it's Doppler. He had a good heart rate. My blood pressure is great. Like, it's still under 110 over 70-ish. It's about there. It's usually a little lower than that. So that's been perfect. So everything looks great. It's just now the waiting game. See when he comes. And I still can't believe I'm in 37 weeks already. Like, oh my goodness. Anyways, I do feel like a beached whale most of the time. I can't move, and this belly is just like, yeah, my back, lots of back pain. Lots and lots and lots of back pain. And I always have to sit with my legs open because my belly is just big and it sits low. So it just kind of, yeah. And it's probably better to sit that way anyways because it helps to keep the pelvis open. It's not a good idea to have your legs crossed at this point, especially. You want to be able to keep things loose and raring to go for when labor wants to occur. And it also does help the baby to drop into position and whatnot. So body automatically wants to sit a certain way. It's probably a good reason why. So anyways, I will show you my belly. So it's my 37 week belly. Yeah, my muscles are. But yeah, I'm wearing right now. These are motherhood maternity pants. I recommend them. The elastic actually stays put. I have not been having to play with this and raise it up and lower it, which is really, really nice. But yeah, you can see I just have my old stretch marks still. They're turning a little more purple. They're not as silver. I have a little bit of red here and here, but I'm not feeling that really. I don't know if you want to see my belly button, but yeah, it's all popped out there. It's really weird. Really weird. Anyways, that is all for me. I have been attempting to continue with the Vlogtober thing. I'm doing every other day because just every day is just too much, and most of what I've been posting hasn't really been vlogs. So I suppose it's just my kids and stuff going on the farm and whatnot. But I hope you've been enjoying that. If you have any questions or comments or whatever, just feel free to leave them down below. I'll see if I can remember to post the links to some of the recipes that I've been using to make these freezer meals, if that might help in any way, because it's really good to have some stuff on standby after baby is born so you don't have to cook. Anyways, I hope you all have a blessed week, and thank you for watching.